more people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, details of the devastating car crash that took the lives of 4 Maine Maritime Academy students. Plus, we'll hear the latest data regarding overdose deaths in Penobscot County, and we'll get a glimpse of the convoy of first responders who escorted the Wreaths Across America trucks all the way to Arlington National Cemetery. These stories and more coming up. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. First things first, though, let's get a first check of how the forecast is looking. Devin Biggs joins us now.
Hey Emma, happy Monday morning. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we go. So we have a couple of alerts in effect. Small craft advisories in effect until 7 a.m. for your Tuesday. System offshore causing the waves to get a little bit active with some gusty winds as well, but another system moving in later this week, which is why we have gale watches in effect. The ocean will continue to remain active moving forward. Let's zoom things out right now. Starting out with some clouds. In some areas even saw some snow in the southwestern parts of the state. That has since started to get out of here. And now right there is the cloud line as tracking to the south. So we might notice a few clouds this morning, but the sunshine will come out and it'll be abundant throughout the daytime today. So if you're looking for a lot of reasons to get outside, the sunshine will surely help out with that. Let's zoom things out. There's an area of low pressure located right about in here, and that's going to be moving away from us, and that will mean the clouds will get out of here briefly before another system moves in later this week, with chances for rain and a few snow showers as well. But for today, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds, but more clouds will start to approach later on tonight as we head towards tomorrow morning as well. The winds will be out of the north, maybe sustained at around 10 to 15 miles per hour at times, gusts up to 20, maybe 25 miles per hour, cannot be ruled out. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine on the way, temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Police have a suspect in custody after a man reportedly arrived to the Pleasant Point police station after being shot twice. Saturday at 4:12 p.m., a man entered the Pleasant Point Police Department suffering from 2 gunshot wounds. Police say the incident occurred on Middle Road in Pleasant Point. A man was transported to the Calais Community Hospital where he was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Following an investigation, Abi Dana was taken into police custody for his alleged involvement in the shooting. The police say the investigation is ongoing. Saturday, Maine Maritime Academy held a vigil to remember 4 students that lost their lives in Saturday's devastating crash.
Communities all along New England are mourning the loss of 4 Maine Maritime Academy students. Police confirm Brian Kennelly, Chase Fawcett, Luke Simpson, and Riley Ingasio Cameron all died in a car accident Saturday morning on December 10th. The 3 other students traveling in the 2013 Range Rover were taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. Maine State Police say the group was traveling south on Route 166 when the vehicle left the road and struck a tree before erupting into flames. Many of the first responders who were on site at the crash were also MMA students.
As somebody who was on site at the event at about 0300 2 nights ago, I saw each and every one of our first responders. I want to pause and make a special note of gratitude and thanks to our first responders.
William J. Brennan, the president of Maine Maritime Academy, says that all finals have been canceled and counseling is being offered to all students, faculty, and staff. In wake of the tragedy, the Academy held a candlelight vigil at the center of campus on Sunday to honor those lost in the crash.
These young men were your classmates. They were your students. They were your friends. They lived in our town. They chose Castine, and they chose Maine Maritime, the Mariner family, in the Mariner way.
The memory of these young men lives on in the lives they touched, like the principal of Gardner High School, Chad Kempton, who says he knew Chase Fawcett since he was in preschool.
Going to MMA really speaks to who he was, a very motivated young man, very determined, goal-oriented, and obviously was going to be successful at whatever he put his mind to doing.
In Castine, I'm Devin Dagnall. for WVII and Fox 22.
A car wreck occurred in South Lincoln early Sunday morning. Despite incredible damage, the occupant of the vehicle was evaluated and released by EMS. According to the Lincoln Fire Department, there is a large section of guardrail missing over Pollard Brook. The DOT has been notified that the area is in need of repairs. In light of Human Rights Day, we spoke to the founder of Penobscot County Cares to learn more about record drug overdose numbers here in Penobscot County. According to Maine's monthly overdose report, Penobscot County has 11 of the 58 recorded drug overdose deaths, ranking as the highest county drug overdose rates statewide. Penobscot County Cares is a collective of over 30 organizations working to raise awareness to this national crisis. Leaders suggest American Rescue Act plan funds go towards long-term solutions, like affordable housing and inpatient facility services.
These problems have never been worse, but we've never had these many resources to address them. So we need more safe, stable, affordable housing.
Penobscot County Cares will host an online forum discussing the expansion of emergency shelter. Find out more by logging onto foxbangor.com. Volunteers and officers work to collect pet goods and funds to support local seniors and their furry companions this winter. David Ledford has more.
While many are finishing up their seasonal shopping, some are spending their time collecting donations for furry friends across the state. In Bangor, members of the Bangor Police Department partnered with the Eastern Area Agency on Aging to continue their annual tradition of giving back to the community. Officers collected money and pet food for local seniors who struggled to provide for their pets during the winter. According to Jason McCambly, Public Information Officer for the Bangor Police Department, the donations they collect will come as a welcome relief to many who are forced to make difficult choices this time of year.
We're just out here collecting food to give to seniors in our area that will literally make a choice of feeding their pet before feeding themselves or paying their heating bills. So this takes a little bit of burden off them.
In Pittsfield, volunteers came together at Danforth's Down Home Supermarket to collect pet supplies as well. Brandy Vintenier, owner of A Place for Pups, put together the event for the 4th year in a row and says that the outpouring of support from the community couldn't have come at a better time.
There's a huge need for items for pets in the Humane Society and at the sanctuary. You know, it's the time of year, it's the time in the world in general that items are needed.
Donations collected by A Place for Pups will go to animals at the Somerset Humane Society and Spirit's Place, a cat sanctuary in St. Albans. David Ledford, WVII and Fox 22.
To support hungry animals and the people who care for them, visit the Somerset Humane Society website or eaaa.org. The Wreaths Across America convoy left from Harrington yesterday, stopping for a kickoff ceremony in Ellsworth, heading down Route 1, then to China, and ending their journey at the Arlington National Cemetery. Upon arrival at the cemetery, there will be a wreath-laying service to honor the fallen heroes. No word yet if that has occurred yet. First responders from Machias to Berwick, and many in between, helped escort multiple tractor-trailer trucks full of wreaths to make the journey south. We'll have an update when the wreath-laying ceremony occurs. Bangor's Community Connector hosted a grand opening ceremony at the new Bangor Area Transit Center on Friday. Organizers say this project is a long time coming.
This means like a footprint on the ground. We have a place to be now.
Friday, dozens gathered to witness the official ribbon cutting for the new Bangor Area Transit Center at 25 Water Street in Bangor. The transit center will serve as a hub for the community connector that serves Bangor, Brewer, Old Town, Hamden, and Vesey.
Many passengers rely on the trademark red buses to travel to and from work, school, healthcare appointments. So this is the day when we can celebrate yet another advancement for our region and for the great city of Bangor.
Riders will no longer have to seek shelter in a nearby parking deck to avoid harsh winter conditions or the blistering summer sun.
This is going to be the perfect place for people to wait for the bus and use the restroom, get some water, and just move on to the next bus.
After 5 years of planning, project leaders say the transit's downtown location will spark economic growth for nearby business owners while saving riders a few bucks.
Having the transit center right here in the middle of downtown, I think is a great feature, because that will just bring more people downtown, and that will just help the whole community.
I don't usually use public transportation because I have a car, but I started a new job and I've seen a lot of people that have been using it, so I think it means a real lot to them.
With the fuel prices going up, we couldn't have asked for it opening at a better time.
The transit center will officially begin services on December 14th. In Bangor, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Great way to save money on gas. Well, the time is now 6:10. Coming up, the University of Maine has developed new air filtration technology that could fundamentally change the way airborne pathogens are tracked. Details when we return. But first, let's take a quick look at the overnight forecast. Sunny and windy today. It's going to be a chilly day. Highs of around 28 degrees, dropping down to a even chillier 17 tonight. Tomorrow, some clouds are moving in. The breeze will continue. Highs of around 32 degrees.
Wings, Wings, Wings is hiring, hiring, hiring.
Come work at Wings, Wings, Wings.
Wings is #1.
Wings does case management.
Bring hope to families by working at Wings, Wings, Wings.
I work at Wings.
I work at Wings.
Come work at Wings.
Wings, Wings, Wings. Ranked one of the best places to work in Maine for the last 5 years in a row.
We started Fairway Auto Sales because it was a dream of mine to have my own place. I'd worked for dealerships for over 20 years. My wife Nicole encouraged me to go out on my own. At Fairway, you're going to get an honest transaction from start to finish.
When you come to Fairway Auto Sales, you should expect to be greeted by the owners. We'll take you out on the lot. We're going to look at each vehicle and see which one fits you and your family. We like to say, come buy your vehicle the Fairway. It's more than just a tagline. It's the way we do business.
Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC 7.
Charlie comes in the house and she is bleeding on my floor.
I didn't groom like normal. I accidentally cut her nails a little too close.
Her leg was amputated because how she wrapped it cut off her circulation.
So this could have been avoided.
Yes.
Hot Bench, Monday at 3 on ABC 7.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. New technology developed right here in Maine could fundamentally change the way airborne pathogens are tracked. Devin Dagnall met with engineers that made it happen.
Engineers at the University of Maine, Orono, have developed what they call a bio-inspired coating for air filters. The coating will safely catch airborne pathogens that come in contact with the filter.
This is important because at the beginning of the pandemic, we didn't know where the virus was in the air. We just know that it could potentially be anywhere. What we really needed was a way to test to see where the virus was and whether or not it was still infectious.
Caitlin Howell, the associate professor of biomedical engineering at the university, says that the coating was inspired by the pitcher plant, a plant that uses a thin coating of liquid to entrap insects in the base of its pitcher. Howell says that by catching pathogens, researchers will be able to track and study viruses like COVID-19 far more efficiently.
So we had the idea of coating this on current air filtration membranes. And then we thought what would happen, our hypothesis, was that we would then be able to take whatever was captured on those membranes and be able to look and see, was it infectious virus?
Howell says that this development could not have been possible without all of the work that the students at the university put into it. Avery Bond, one of the students who helped develop the coating, says that she's just happy to have been part of such an amazing project.
Hopefully this has a much larger impact than just on myself and our lab. Hopefully this will impact hospitals, etc., and maybe that this work can actually be put into place.
In Orono, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A Dedham camp is hosting an online charity auction in an effort to support disabled community members. Camp Capella is a lakeside summer camp that offers recreational and educational opportunities to disabled individuals. Auction funds will go towards camp admission costs, as all campers are welcome despite their ability to pay. Around $11,000 worth of items ranging from gift cards to vacations were donated from businesses near and far. Executive Director Melanie Dresser says she hopes to expand to a year-round camping option, but the organization is in need of a facility upgrade and 2 additional cabins. Dresser hopes donors and volunteers can help make dreams of a year-round camp a reality.
It's amazing. All of our campers, they love camp. This is their vacation. This is where they come. This is where they want to be in the summertime. They start putting in their applications as early as January.
Anyone interested in becoming a donor or just doing some easy Christmas shopping for a good cause should log on to campcapella.org. The time is now 6:15. After the break, we'll hear the opinions of a few people on the street in Bangor regarding mask wearing. Plus, we'll hear advice from medical professionals on how to stay protected from the flu that's going around. We'll be right back with the details.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
We spoke to a few people to get their thoughts about if more folks should mask to protect themselves during flu season.
It's mostly people's preferences. I have a daughter that has heart conditions, so it's honestly their preferences.
I think if people are sick, definitely. I just got my flu vaccine and COVID vaccine like literally 15 minutes ago. I am a teacher at a school, and we had 50% of our students out this week.
If you're sick, you stay home. I mean, if you're out in public, you get coughing, you should just cover your cough. You know, you don't need to get in people's faces and stuff. But the masking, I disagree.
I think we should wear masks because we ain't never going to get by it if we don't.
After a recent spike in flu cases, doctors are advising everyone to get their flu vaccines to stop the spread. Matthew Duronsik has the story.
With the holidays quickly approaching, it's a time where family and friends reunite, spend time together gathered around the fire, and trade many hugs and kisses. While this is the most wonderful time of the year, doctors are urging everyone to take the proper precautions.
We've seen a significant increase in not only just influenza or the flu, but also COVID-19 and RSV.
According to the Maine CDC, there's been a total of 110 flu hospitalizations this season, 63 recorded last week.
We're seeing a lot less people wearing masks. They're definitely congregating more than they had been before in indoor settings, and that's just a setup for respiratory viruses.
In order to combat the current triple-demic, Dr. Jeffrey Bauer suggests getting your flu shot.
People who get the flu shot are less likely to be hospitalized. They're less likely to get sick. The death rates decrease, and you get fewer of your friends and family sick if you get your immunization.
Both Dr. Jarvis and Dr. Bowers stress that young children and those with underlying conditions are at the highest risk of getting sick. For those who are on the fence on whether to get the flu shot, Dr. Bowers says there are many benefits.
It's actually the natural way to help prevent illness. It doesn't involve putting strange chemicals into your body to fight off an infection. What it does is it teaches your body what it can fight off, and it lets your body's own defenses protect you.
And while it is still possible to get sick after receiving the flu shot, Dr. Jarvis says it's the best way to protect the community.
When we talk about getting the flu shot, really what we really want to see is that not that we decrease how severe if you were to contract the flu, how severe your illness would be. We really want to keep those hospitalizations and certainly deaths down to as small a number as possible.
Matthew Juroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 6:20. Let's get a full look at that forecast. Meteorologist Evan Biggs is in with the latest.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home and Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we go. Couple of alerts in effect, so the winds are a little gusty out there today. That's why we have small cat advisories up until 7 a.m. as we head towards your Tuesday. Further off to the south and west, we're watching another system now begin to move in. These are gale watches up ahead of that next system, which will cause more gusty winds. And it could be even worse than what we have in effect right now with this latest system that's moving through. Here is the good news. So the cloud line is located right about in here, and it's tracking to the south with a system that's on to our south and west. That means the sunshine will be coming out for us today as the system begins to move away from us, and which means high pressure will move in briefly, but a few more clouds will begin to approach before another system starts to approach, or at least the back edge a bit, and that'll give us opportunities for rain and snow showers as we head towards later this week. So futurecasts moving forward, though, we'll get a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds from time to time. This chance for rain and snow showers will come from a very unusual direction from the northeast going toward the south and west, but not so much Tuesday, but as we head towards Tuesday night and the parts of Wednesday, the chances for snow that'll begin to rotate in from time to time, and maybe switching over to a few rain showers as well as temperatures warm up. Not a lot of snow with this. We don't have to worry about this at all. Maybe 1 to 2 inches, isolated areas of 3 inches before we're all finished up. So not a huge deal at all, but just a little bit of snow that will be on the way, and maybe mixing with a little bit of rain as well. This does take into account the snowfall too, but it's measured in rainfall units, so some areas can see a 1/4 of an inch of water and some capacity before we're all finished up. Otherwise, though, gusty winds will also be on the way, reaching up to around 25 miles per hour throughout the daytime today, and just a few spots, mainly along the coastline, farther inland, not too bad. We'll see the winds backing off a little bit later tonight, but look what happens tomorrow. More gusty winds up at 20 to 25 miles per hour will be on the way. And already the wave heights are pretty active, ranging from around 7 to 12 feet according to some of the buoys out there, even up to 11 feet further out towards sea, so we're going to be watching the wave heights as we do move forward this week. Our average high is 36 degrees. We'll reach for the upper 20s, a little below average today, with lower 30s for your Tuesday, back above normal as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday in the upper 30s. We'll remain in the upper 30s Friday and Saturday, and also into your Sunday. So for today, upper 20s, mostly sunny and breezy, with that north wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. As for tonight, upper teens getting a little chilly out there with a mostly clear sky, and that north breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As for tomorrow, lower 30s, partly cloudy and breezy. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. Chances for snow begin Tuesday night with rain and snow showers possible on Wednesday. Highs in the upper 30s. We then become mostly cloudy on Thursday. Highs in the upper 30s. More rain and snow showers on Friday. Highs also in the upper 30s.
Even though Dorsey Furniture is known for our vast collections of quality home furnishings, sometimes we like to venture into the forgotten passageways and dark corners of our enormous warehouse to mine the odd nightstand, forgotten sofa, orphaned love seat, or the elusive discontinued mattress. Meanwhile, our sales manager, and not the bean counters, smash the original retail prices into tiny fractions of themselves. Dorsey Furniture, black tag sale going on now.
New England Bible College and Seminary in Bangor and South Portland wishes you a very Merry Christmas celebrating Christ. Happy holidays from Taylor Events and Equipment Rental, 1179 Hammond Street, Bangor. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bankery and Skowhegan Florist. Visit us for fresh eating and fresh scents this season.
Comfort Shoes and More will make winter easier. Next Grip men's and ladies' boots feature cutting-edge technology to make walkways a breeze. Corkers are made with interchangeable soles to conquer the roughest winter conditions. Navitec with the flip it and clip it spikes make you confident no matter what the conditions are. Bruce McDonald's trained podorthist will make sure the fit is perfect for you. See why thousands of people have trusted Comfort Shoes and More for all of their footwear. Take the drive today to Comfort Shoes and More in Newport.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine, and now for your national news. Justice served more than 30 years after the bombing on Pan Am Flight 103. On December 21st, 1988, the plane exploded over Lockerbie, Scotland, killing everyone on board, most of them Americans. Now, after nearly 34 years, the suspected bomb maker will face charges in the U.S. Fox News correspondent David Spunt has that story from the White House.
This is a story more than 3 decades in the making. 270 people were killed, 259 on board, and 11 on the ground. Of the 259 on board, 190 were Americans. That includes 35 students from Syracuse University. On Sunday, the suspect made his way to the United States, Abu Aguila Muhammad Massoud. He will make an appearance in federal court in Washington, D.C. on Monday. After a 2-year negotiation, the United States was able to get him into U.S. custody and back to the States to face these charges. December 21st, 1988, Pan Am Flight 103, a flight headed to New York City, blew up over Lockerbie, Scotland after taking off from London's Heathrow Airport. Massoud is accused of making the bomb. 2 others were charged in the early 1990s but were never extradited to the United States. Massoud is the first to actually face charges physically on American soil. Tom Ammerman was just 36 years old when he died on Flight 103. He was coming home from a business trip. Ammerman is survived by his wife Carolyn and 2 daughters, Casey and Jill. We spoke to his brother, who credited the White House, but in the same vein believes Iran was involved, and there is more to uncover.
So, Mr. President, you're on the time clock. You're a Democrat, but Republicans have dropped the ball on this also. But it's now up to President Biden. Don't deflect this to a statement from the State Department. You know the issues. You live the issues with me, and I would love an opportunity to discuss this with you.
The late Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi accepted responsibility for the bombing in a general sense and paid restitution for the victims' families, but denied he ordered the attack. It took 2 years of negotiations to make this extradition possible. On December 21st, 2020, 32 years after the explosion, then Attorney General Bill Barr announced the charges against Massoud. At the White House, David Spunt, Fox News.
Prominent American journalist Grant Wahl has died in Qatar after collapsing while covering the World Cup. At this time, foul play is not suspected. Wahl was stopped and briefly detained by authorities in Qatar weeks ago when he wore a rainbow shirt in support of LGBTQ rights to the first U.S. soccer match against Wales.
While fans in Qatar cheer on the final rounds of the 2022 World Cup, a tragedy on the sidelines for the American soccer community, with news of the sudden passing of U.S. soccer journalist Grant Wahl. Wahl was in Qatar covering his 8th World Cup. He sought treatment after feeling sick earlier this week, writing on his website, quote, "My body finally broke down on me. 3 weeks of little sleep, high stress, and lots of work can do that to you. I went into the medical clinic at the Maine Media Center today, and they said I probably have bronchitis." Authorities say he collapsed Friday while covering the match between Argentina and the Netherlands. His friends and colleagues deeply saddened by the loss.
For him to not be with us anymore at such a young age, that's an immense shock.
I always think back to me as a teenager and having Grant, in our building down at St. V. So It's a tragic loss.
Wall wrote for Sports Illustrated for more than 2 decades before starting his own website. He was one of the most popular and influential journalists covering soccer and worked to increase the sport's popularity in America after the U.S. played host to the 1994 World Cup.
Soccer's had a very checkered history in the United States, but I think Grant really helped to establish it in the general sports public eye as, this is a serious sport.
An official cause of death has not been released. Wall was just 48 years old. Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
An annual deadline for health care coverage is approaching for those without insurance coverage. The deadline to sign up for Obamacare is this Thursday, the health care law that came into effect in 2014 to help the uninsured in the U.S. requires enrollment for coverage to start on January 1st. Those already with Obamacare will have it automatically renewed. For those who enrolled after the deadline, coverage will not start until February 1st, leaving them uninsured for the month of January. A protest being held in the Philippines against a rising number of injustices by the nation's president. Thousands of demonstrators gathering in Manila Saturday, marching towards the presidential palace to demand justice against extrajudicial killings and other atrocities under the administration of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. 828 political prisoners have been detained as of November 30th. At least 25 of those are said to have been arrested after Marcos took office in June. At least 17 cases of extrajudicial killings have been documented, in addition to 4 other incidents of violence in which victims survived. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says the Russians have reduced the eastern city Bakhmut, to ruins. This as missiles, rockets, and airstrikes are reported in several areas across the country. Fox's Nate Foy is in Kyiv with the latest.
Ukrainian defense officials say between yesterday and today, Russia has launched 60 rocket attacks and 15 drone strikes, specifically in the southern part of Ukraine. 10 of those drones were shot down, but it comes just one day after the United States offered an additional $275 million in military aid for Ukraine. Big part of that package is air defense, specifically against drones and Iranian-made drones, which are being used more and more by Russia in this war. More on that in a second. First, take a look at this video from the Donbass region. As you have seen, intense fighting continues there. President Zelensky says the city of Bakhmut has been destroyed because of that intense fighting. This has been a clear goal of the Russian military throughout the conflict. They are expending tremendous resources trying to take full control of the Donbass. So far, they have been unsuccessful. But back to those Iranian-made drones. They're being used again after a few weeks where they weren't. It appears that Russia has received more supply from Iran. But U.S. officials are worried about the relationship between the two countries. Iran has been Russia's biggest military supporter since August, and U.S. officials say that relationship is expected to get stronger.
We expect Iranian support for the Russian military to only grow in coming months. We even believe that Iran is considering the sale of hundreds of ballistic missiles from Iran to Russia. We have also seen reports that Moscow and Tehran are considering the establishment of a joint production line for lethal drones in Russia.
The White House worries in return for those drones, Russia will offer Iran advanced military weapons and equipment like helicopters, fighter planes, and air defense systems. John Kirby says if this relationship continues as it is, the threat will extend far beyond Ukraine and include the entire world, but specifically Iran's regional neighbors. Just yesterday, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said Russia is expanding its nuclear arsenal, which is already the largest in the world, ahead of the United States. And President Vladimir Putin has suggested multiple times throughout this war he's not afraid of using those weapons. Reporting in Kyiv, Ukraine, I'm Nate Foy, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll have a recap of the Artemis 1 making it back to Earth after a 25-day journey to the moon and back. We'll be right back with the details.
Rennie's, a main adventure.
Hey, do you want some great gift ideas this Christmas season?
Why, yes. Yes, I do.
Well, we got them at Rennie's. Lots of smart wool socks for the entire family. These are my favorite. We got PJ pants and sets. We got slippers, we got bear paws, Sorrel. Get to Rennie's.
Oh, and all that Rennie's best prices?
Always at the best prices.
Thank you for shopping locally.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Avatar, The Way of Water.
You don't know what to expect.
Is unlike anything you've ever seen.
Tuesday night, go behind the scenes.
What will audiences see in this film that they've never seen in a movie before?
Incredible. Amazing.
Tuesday night on ABC.
At Home, Kitchen, Bath, and Flooring in Dover Foxcroft are proud members of the Flooring Network here in Maine. We have our flooring installers on staff ready for you and your custom flooring project. With over 50 years of combined experience, we'll work with you from start to finish, including demo and cleanup. Backed by the Flooring Network's state-of-the-art warehouses, we have a massive inventory to provide you with the best value and fit any flooring budget you may have. So stop in, meet our flooring experts, and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
It's time to start planning that new home or garage you've been thinking about. Hammond Lumber Company is here to help, offering complete building packages with everything you need. With several options on their website and thousands of unique plans in their in-house drawing catalog. Hammond will help you make your dreams a reality. Choose your materials from Hammond's extensive showroom displays, and Hammond will deliver your order from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Start planning your new home or garage at Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Dear Santa, my mom says I'm a good helper, but you didn't come last year. I just really hope this year when I wake up, I'm gonna see that you came to my house too.
Donate today.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith, and today is Monday, December 12th, 2022. And as of today, there are 19 days left in this year. December 12th is Day of the Virgin of Guadalupe, a national holiday in Mexico devoted to honor the day when Virgin Mary made an appearance to a young man in 1531. Even though it's a national holiday, most companies and organizations organize masses and feasts for their employees. And in America, today is National Ambrosia Day, celebrating a Greek mythological food, also known as food of the gods. As far as I'm concerned, they can keep it. On this day in history, the U.S. Supreme Court released its decision regarding the Bush versus Gore presidential election, of course, as we know, ruling in Bush's favor. For birthdays today, we have legendary pop singer Frank Sinatra, actress Jennifer Connelly is 52 today, and longtime game show host Bob Barker is 99 years old today. Happy birthday to them. Let's switch gears and turn it over to meteorologist Evan Biggs to see what our forecast for the week is looking like.
Hey Emma, happy Monday morning. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we go. So we have a couple of alerts in effect. Small craft advisories in effect until 7 a.m. for your Tuesday. System offshore causing the waves to get a little bit active with some gusty winds as well, but another system moving in later this week, which is why we have gale watches in effect. The ocean will continue to remain active moving forward. Let's zoom things out right now. Starting out with some clouds. In some areas, even saw some snow in the southwestern parts of the state. That has since started to get out of here. And now right there is the cloud line as tracking to the south. So we might notice a few clouds this morning, but the sunshine will come out and it'll be abundant throughout the daytime today. So if you're looking for a lot of reasons to get outside, the sunshine will surely help out with that. Let's zoom things out. There's an area of low pressure located right about it here, and that's going to be moving away from us, and that will mean the clouds will get out of here briefly before another system moves in later this week, with chances for rain and a few snow showers as well. But for today, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds, but more clouds will start to approach later on tonight as we head towards tomorrow morning as well. The winds will be out of the north, maybe sustained at around 10 to 15 miles per hour at times, gusts up to 20, maybe 25 miles per hour cannot be ruled out. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, a lot of sunshine and away, temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. The spacecraft completed its mission on Sunday, splashing down in the Pacific Ocean off Mexico's Baja California Peninsula. The unmanned test flight around the moon lasted 25.5 days. The mission was carried out to pave the way for future space flights that will carry astronauts. I believe we had one line missing from the front. That's the Artemis 1, if I didn't say that already. It traveled 239,000 miles between the moon and Earth, traveling at 32 times the speed of sound. NASA says the re-entry step was among the most important and dangerous legs of the mission, but NASA officials say the process was, in a word, textbook. Well, doing yoga can have all sorts of positive health benefits, and scientists at the Quebec Heart and Lung Institute say practicing yoga can help lower your blood pressure. Researchers did a study splitting 60 people into two groups. All were diagnosed with high blood pressure, doing either yoga or stretching exercises. Both groups had a drop in resting blood pressure and heart rate. Systolic blood pressure, the top number, dropped by 10 compared to just 4 for those stretching. And still to come here this morning, Ryan Sudol will have your weekend sports recap. We'll be right back.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the grace, strength, and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports Shop, Greenpoint Road in Brewer.
Happy holidays from Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store. Check us out at the Bangor Mall or at our storefront in Belfast. Season's greetings and Happy New Year from the Next Homies at Next Home Experience. Thank you for a great 2022. All of us at the Bears Den want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Rennie's, a main adventure.
Christmas is really about the kids. And as always, Rennie's has a great selection of toys this Christmas season.
That is so true. I mean, look at all this stuff. Green toys, Tonka, Dream Collection dolls. We have so much more and plenty of it. We're holding the line on our already low prices through the end of the year. So get to Rennie's and get your shopping done. Can you tell Santa?
Thank you for shopping locally.
Rennie's, a main adventure.
Put a little more cash in your bag. Save money with half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. I hope you're having a great day so far. Let's make your day better with some happy news. Maine women's ice hockey is having the best season they've had in years. New players, a new coach, and a new culture have been the driving factors. After winning 3 straight games, including one over 10th-ranked Clarkson, Maine women's ice hockey are number 18 in the nation.
We get a lot of confidence from playing and winning those games. You know, we can hang with the top 15 teams in the country.
It's an already crowning achievement for first-year head coach and former Olympian Molly Engstrom.
The team is really bought in. I'm new to them, they're new to me. So I think both parties leaning in is what's helping us.
Many stars have shined for the Black Bears this year, but a new cluster from Germany has recently come to the forefront. The Welke twins.
They're just very dynamic players. They play well together. You know, being a twin, you have kind of a connection on the ice.
Freshmen Louisa and Lily Welke are the team's top 2 point scorers. Louisa is the Hockey East Conference Rookie of the Week. Lily, Rookie of the Month.
I mean, the team is like making fun about it, that we like got it at the same time, kind of. Because we're twins, that we always share everything. Yeah.
They also share great talent on the ice. As Engstrom says, they're sneaky.
They're just able to get in behind players, create offense. They know where each other are. All of those things, I think, is helping them grow.
Outside of the team's improved play, perhaps the biggest change for the Black Bears this year is a newfound sense of looseness and fun.
If you're not having fun, it's hard to show up to the rink every day.
I think that's like the whole idea behind it, that you do it because you want to have fun and you just enjoy being with your team.
Yeah. It's a fun sport, and we need to be reminded of that sometimes because we get so serious and so into it.
All things considered, the Black Bears have a lot to be happy about headed into the holiday break. But this team is nowhere near satisfied.
We have a lot of work to do, you know, to clean things up. We just go back to the details and doing things the way that we want to do them.
Both players would be okay with that chest bump, by the way. The Black Bears' first games after break will be on January 5th and 6th at Boston College. Let's head to the hardwood now. Just down the street at Herman, the Hawks boys and girls open their season Saturday with a doubleheader against Waterville. Let's see how that turned out. Boys game up first, and we got a special guest. Check it out, guys. Santa Claus is in the house. I guess he's a Hawks fan. Halfway through the third, Waterville's Garrett Gendro loses it on the ground. He taps it over to Dustin Hunter, who nails the three-pointer. Panthers down 36-29. Later in the third, Herman with it. This is Maddox Kinney with the three-pointer. He was going to walk it down, but he swishes it. Waterville up 40-29 with 3 to go in the third. Still third. Hawks' Bryce Edwards can't make. Kinney the rebound. He misses. Own rebound. Still misses. How many chances are they going to get? Ball is loose. It finally ends up with Colvin Ham, who puts it in. Hawks up 48-31 after 3. And in the fourth quarter, here is Edwards with a Hail Mary pass caught by Brody Hurd, who lays it up and in. Hawks go on to win 56-47. To the girls now. This would actually be the Panthers game early. 7-0 run to start, mostly due to Mara Van Osen. There she steals it and lays it up and in. Upset maybe? Let's see. Later in the first, Ashley Cody for Herman can't hit her three. Veronica Chiquetto says, I got you. That gives the Hawks their first lead, 12-10, and they wouldn't relinquish it. Second quarter, here's Cody again, going past everybody to the hoop for the lay-in. She must play for the Hawks because she flies. 28-17 Hawks. Later in the second, Hawks up big. Shot goes off the mark. It's tapped out to Sadie Campbell, and she makes chicken noodle soup out of Waterville. She nails the three. 49-17 lead at the half for Herman. They go on to win it 70-35. Wow. Speaking of wow, there aren't many athletes this year that have wowed us more than Orono's Ruth White, and she got her chance to shine at the National Cross Country Championships in California on Saturday. White did not disappoint. She finished 17th out of 37 with a time of 17:55.5. White qualified for the race after finishing 4th at the Northeast Regional Race back on November 30th. She's a 2-time New England Regional Champion, and oh yeah, she's a junior. Still more to offer in her already phenomenal career. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
If I don't hear from you tonight, pull the sword. I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
More than that, you know there's nothing.
Now what? You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Prudential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
Did you know that an alpaca item is the most wish-listed gift idea? Stop searching for that perfect gift and start shopping for it at the Blue Alpaca in Belfast. It doesn't matter who's on your gift list, the Blue Alpaca has something for everyone with an incredible selection of alpaca socks, hats, sweaters, even stuffed animals, and more. Shop in-store or online and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. Too much to choose from? Don't worry, the Blue Alpaca also offers gift cards. The Blue Alpaca, feel the difference.
Airbnb bans New Year's Eve rentals to avoid destructive parties. The homestay platform restrictions affect bookings in 11 different countries, including the U.S., Canada, Brazil, New Zealand, France, and Spain. In a blog, they stated their aim is to, quote, reducing instances of unauthorized parties and helping hosts protect against neighborhood disruption. Bookings for one night on December 31st will be blocked if the user does not have a positive or existing account history. Since starting the policy in 2020, the company has seen a 56% decrease in disturbances during the New Year's Eve holiday. Airbnb is giving Lord of the Rings fans a chance to travel to Middle-earth. The shooting location of the film franchise in New Zealand, known as Hobbiton, will be available on Tuesday, the 13th, for a few guests to book a stay in the Shire. The cost to stay is only $6 a night, but only 3 individual 2-night bookings will be accepted. According to Airbnb, the allotted stays will be in 2023. More details are available on Airbnb's website. Now here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scotch Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home and Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we go. Couple of alerts in effect, so the winds are a little gusty out there today. That's why we have small cat advisories up until 7 a.m. as we head towards your Tuesday. Further off to the south and west, we're watching another system now begin to move in. These are gale watches up ahead of that next system, which will cause more gusty winds, and it could be even worse than what we have in effect right now with this latest system that's moving through. Here is the good news. So the cloud line is located right about in here, and it's tracking to the south with a system that's off to our south and west. That means the sunshine will be coming out for us today as the system begins to move away from us, which means high pressure will move in briefly, but a few more clouds will begin to approach before another system starts to approach, or at least the back edge a bit, and that'll give us opportunities for rain and snow showers as we head towards later this week. So futurecasts moving forward, though, we'll get a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds from time to time. The chance for rain and snow showers will come from a very unusual direction from the northeast going toward the south and west, but not so much Tuesday. But as we head towards Tuesday night and the parts of Wednesday, a lot of the chances for snow that'll begin to rotate in from time to time, and maybe switching over to a few rain showers as well as temperatures warm up. Not a lot of snow with this. We don't have to worry about this at all. Maybe 1 to 2 inches, isolated areas of 3 inches before we're all finished up. So not a huge deal at all, but just a little bit of snow that will be on the way, and maybe mixing with a little bit of rain as well. This does take into account the snowfall too, but it's measured in rainfall units, so some areas can see a 1/4 of an inch of water and some capacity before we're all finished up. Otherwise, though, gusty winds will also be on the way, reaching up to around 25 miles per hour throughout the daytime today, and just a few spots, mainly along the coastline, farther inland, not too bad. We'll see the winds backing off a little bit later tonight, but look what happens tomorrow. More gusty winds up at 20 to 25 miles per hour will be on the way. And already the wave heights are pretty active, ranging from around 7 to 12 feet according to some of the buoys out there, even up to 11 feet further out towards sea, so we're going to be watching the wave heights as we do move forward this week. Our average high is 36 degrees. We'll reach for the upper 20s, a little below average today, with lower 30s for your Tuesday, back above normal as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday in the upper 30s. We'll remain in the upper 30s Friday and Saturday, and also into your Sunday. So for today, upper 20s, mostly sunny and breezy, with that north wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. As for tonight, upper teens getting a little chilly out there with a mostly clear sky, and that north breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As for tomorrow, lower 30s, partly cloudy and breezy. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Scotts Recreation extended forecast chances for snow begin Tuesday night with rain and snow showers possible on Wednesday, highs in the upper 30s. We then become mostly cloudy on Thursday, highs in the upper 30s. More rain and snow showers on Friday, highs also in the upper 30s.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
We started Fairway Auto Sales because it was a dream of mine to have my own place. I'd worked for dealerships for over 20 years. My wife Nicole encouraged me to go out on my own. At Fairway, you're going to get an honest transaction from start to finish.
When you come to Fairway Auto Sales, you should expect to be greeted by the owners. We'll take you out on the lot. We're going to look at each vehicle and see which one fits you and your family. We like to say, come buy your vehicle the Fairway. It's more than just a tagline. It's the way we do business.
Steaks and Stuff in Lincoln, your favorite local grocery store, wishes everyone a happy holiday season. Happy holidays from Morin Fuel, now hiring drivers for this holiday season. Saliba's Rug Sales. See our selection of Oriental design and contemporary area rugs. They are priced to sell. Saliba's wishes you a happy holiday season.
Big trucks rule the road. They're dangerous, and they can cause big, bad injuries. But the big trucking companies don't stand a chance against me. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Prepare yourself for the Good Doctor winter finale.
I could walk again.
And we saved the biggest shock for last.
What's wrong?
I'm really scared.
The Good Doctor, tonight on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. Now let's check in with Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Hey, do you have your Christmas dinner menu planned out yet? I know some of you are out there rolling your eyes and saying, "Are you kidding? I did mine months ago." Well, others are rolling your eyes and saying, "Are you kidding? The holiday isn't until next week." No matter where you are in your planning, I want to show you how to cook a Christmas dinner favorite, prime rib. This is a boneless beef ribeye. As you can see, it has what is known as a fat cap, and the meat is well marbled. These together make this super moist and flavorful. To cook it, we place it in a roasting pan, fat side up. Then we rub it with a mixture that we made by combining some Dijon mustard, vegetable oil, brown sugar, a little flour, allspice, and some salt and pepper. We let this roast on high for a few minutes, which seals in the natural goodness. Then we lower the temperature so it cooks low and slow. When the temperature hits 140 degrees on a meat thermometer, we place it on the counter and let it rest for a few minutes. Get ready for lots of oohs and ahs, because once you start slicing this, everyone at the table is going to be drooling until they get their piece. To get the recipe for our roasted holiday prime rib with its crunchy flavor pack coating, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a holiday special way for you to say, "Ooh, it's so good."
Color looks right. In my opinion, you can't go wrong with a glass of red wine and a piece of prime rib. Well, Good Morning America is next on ABC7. We will continue on Fox 22. If you missed any of these stories, head to foxbangor.com. We're also on Facebook and Twitter, so make sure to follow and like us there. And stay with us next on Fox 22. Hope you have a great day.
Finelli Pizzeria in Ellsworth, now under new ownership, has been using fresh ingredients and ideas on top of our award-winning pizza doughs and sauces for more than 20 years. Come try our famous New York-style pizza. We're sure you'll agree. It's the best pizza you've ever tasted.
Christmas for me really started on Christmas Eve. We wouldn't have 7 fishes, but we would do a little seafood feast on Christmas Eve, and then we'd light a fire, we'd tell a story, and we'd all go to bed, and then in the morning we'd wake up to presents under the tree, coffee on, a fresh breakfast, and after opening presents, we'd all go for a walk and then play with whatever new toys we got and then go see our friends and family, which is really what Christmas is all about, and that is what made the holiday season for me as a child.
You bet your life.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas?
Kev, give me that money. That was the secret word. You know, you look like a Christmas guy.
Spreading extra spending money.
This is a gift. This is a gift from Uncle Jay.
And sleigh loads of cheer.
I like the whole kid thing.
Yeah, look at Santa. He gets what you